Talking Golf on TPC Wisconsin is on the air. Brought to you by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Oak Park Place, offering senior living options with a lifestyle you deserve with amenities and services for a carefree, independent way of life. Wild Rock Golf Club. From 5 sets of tees and expansive greens, it's a course set up to embrace a challenge for scratch golfers to resort guests. Also by Zimbrick European. Why drive something ordinary when you can drive something extraordinary? University Ridge Golf Course, a public course that offers something for players of every ability and is the home of the Badgers men's and women's golf team. And by the Alzheimer's Association. Now here are your co-hosts for Talking Golf on TPC Wisconsin, Dennis Tiziani, who's a member of the Wisconsin Golf Hall of Fame, and longtime Madison sportscaster Paul Brown.
Welcome to another edition of Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network from TPC Wisconsin. Along with Dave McCann, our engineer, Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Brown, and we're down to the final 4 shows of the season. It's hard to believe in our 11th year.
Making the turn here, Paul.
Yeah, we are. And
is that how long it's been? 11 years?
Dave and I were talking about that before we went on the air.
I can't remember those first.
Honestly, it's
10.
hard to believe it is that long.
But it's been fun. It's been great. It is for me anyway.
And you talk about local guys, and Jerry Kelly won again over the weekend up in Calgary, Canada. He had to go 1 extra hole to win the tournament. He chipped in out of the sand. He had put it in from the bunker on 15, missed a putt on 18, but made about a 4-footer on the first extra hole. That is now his 3rd win in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, well, as you know, he's a favorite for me. He's always been, and I'm so happy for him. I'm happy about this, his family situation. I'm happy about all that stuff for him, and to see him win. And keep in mind, he's right down the street from us here.
Yeah.
And then, right across the street over here is another guy who can play like hell. And then there was another guy who finished 5th.
I was going to ask you, and I'm going to do that after this, but after he won his 3rd tournament in the last 6 weeks, Jerry Kelly had this reaction to the victory.
3rd win, you tie Stephen Alco, you move into 2nd in the Schwab Cup race. What does this win mean for you, and how's it set up the rest of your year?
I love coming to Canada, and to get a win up here, it's something I've always wanted to do.
Final look at the leaderboard. It was so bunched. We thought you were going to have to get to double digits under par. Wasn't the case. Jerry Kelly is able to get the job done. While we have a moment, let's send it down to Phil Blackmore.
And thank you very much, George. Jerry, tremendous stuff there. 3rd win, you tie Stephen Alco, you move into 2nd in the Schwab Cup race. What does this win mean for you, and how's it set up the rest of your year?
I love coming to Canada, and to get a win up here, it's something I've always wanted to do. Thank you, Canada. It means a lot to me. It really does. I always wanted that Canadian Open at Glen Abbey and all the other courses, so this is really great to get one here.
Well, congratulations. As you walked up to the 15th green, your ball was in the bunker. You muttered something to me a little bit, kicked yourself in the rear a little bit. Tell us a little about what you were doing there.
Well, I told you, I want to close it on these guys. I want to actually make birdies, close it, and finish it. And I got that one, but I missed the rest of them. But I needed this one right here. That was great. But it was great to see Johnny Ray, back in the playoff, back playing great. I'm proud of him.
Yeah, good to see him back from the injuries. Well, congratulations on your 3rd win of the year, Jerry.
Thanks.
Great stuff.
That's Jerry Kelly. I sent him a text and said, congratulations, nice victory in a hockey town. He's done that a few times, huh?
Yeah, that's it. No, I'm happy for him. And he drives it in the fairway. He's got a great short game. We had, for a long time there, he led the tour in up and down short game. And the yardages are just right for him. He can drive it his 280 to 275, and he's in the fairway, 80-some%?
84% of the time.
Yeah, so...
The guy he played hadn't won an event in 11 years. I wonder what that would feel like to get that close again.
Well, I think he had a lot of injuries
and
a lot of stuff there. I know when he was 11 years ago, he was a contender.
Yeah.
He was a good player. To have him come back again, I can't tell you. The senior tour needs some players, and I wish they would lower it from 50 to 45.
That would bring in a lot more
My point.
very competitive
My
players.
point. We have, it's too much, my perspective, it's too much of a closed shop.
Okay.
You know, you've got players that are way down there. What are you doing? You know, you made your money, you did your thing, you're 75 years old, and you're there to pick up a few bucks. It's over. Let's go the other way. Let's get it to the top 50.
And
45.
I know there was another guy in that tournament that you were probably had a little interest in anyway. His name happens to be Tiziani.
Yeah, Mario played real good. I think he finished like 16th or whatever he finished. But he had, 2 over par that first round. He's always got one round that doesn't quite get it. Then he shoots 4 under, then he shoots 2 under. You know what I mean? So he's in the gig. But there's a good example. Here's a guy, quote, off the street, actually.
Right.
And he's in the top 20 every time he plays. Now, how many more are like that?
There's got to be some.
That Alker,
Yeah.
where was he all this time? And all of a sudden, he's leading the FedEx Cup. You see what I'm saying? I think that there are players that after 40, after 45, they're kind of on a downward spin, you know. And we could have them in on the senior tour, new life for them. You know, not that I'm against the Live Tour, but they don't have anything like that as yet. And the tour can, step up here and really get that senior tour really back up to speed, because at the end of the day, that's where it's going to be. These other guys, 99% of the people who play golf can't relate to that.
Yeah.
That length, 350 yards and 340
I can
yards.
in 2.
Come on. Well, yeah. Oh, no, I saw you one time get pretty good at one where you exceeded your everybody's expectation.
Yep, and I was told that too. But you will see what's happening with Mario, and obviously you know his history better than anyone. What are you honestly thinking about what's happening to him?
Well, he's going to continue doing what he's doing, as he writes for exemptions and the like. And I give them credit, them being him and Steve both. He's not going to Steve Stricker and say, Steve, why don't you commit to the tournament and make sure that I get in? Because that happened during my era. Stuff like that was happening. Mm-hmm. He doesn't do that. He's getting it on his own. I like what he's doing. I like the approach that they're taking. But he's 52 now, and he's in great shape. He does that M90 stuff. So, and he hits it far enough. He feels more comfortable out there. He needs reps, and that's what he's getting now. I think he's going to be he'll be exempt for the AmFam tournament again. I think he's going to get an exemption for he finished like 11th out there at Andy North's tournament. Mm-hmm. So I think those are things for him as he does that, he's got the right connection for golf, last name and relatives, that he's good, and he's good for golf. There's no question about it. I watch him very close, and some of how he rapport with the people that he's representing, and how he's taking care of these young people, and the advice he's given. And he's got a real young girl that he's really watching really close, that he's really given a lot of stuff to. Little Bobby, she's playing this week also out there she's out in California playing in some women's tour out there. So all that stuff kind of keeps me going where I can sit in my chair and watch my phone.
It's quite a golfing family, isn't it?
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, they're playing. Izzy's playing this week, too. She's up in Arrowhead playing, so they're playing all over the place. But it's a lot of fun. But it's about golf. But what I like about what they're doing is they're doing a lot of things for other people, too.
Yeah.
That's important to me, that's what they do.
Well, your buddy Gary D'Amato is going to come on, and he's got a couple of big questions for you. And we'll get to those after this time out on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
When it's time for an adventure on the open highway, one quick call to American Family Insurance gets you headed in the right direction. Our travel peace of mind package is there if you encounter a bump in the road. From roadside assistance to rental car coverage, we have you covered. Find a local agent or get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
After 60 years, Cherokee Country Club is now officially known as TPC Wisconsin. Right now, the course and the clubhouse are going through an extensive renovation. When the project is complete, TPC Wisconsin will have a course, club, facilities, and services that'll be second to none in the Badger State. Members will not only have a challenging experience playing the course, but they'll enjoy fine dining experiences and award-winning golf instruction. For more information on becoming a member at TPC Wisconsin, call 608-249-1000. That's 608-249-1000.
Oak Park Place offers seniors and their loved ones peace of mind by providing you the right balance of care centered around their lifestyles. Hi, this is Pat Richter for Oak Park Place. Choose a senior living community with neighbors that become like family. Enjoy the comforts of your apartment with an abundance of events just outside your door. Oak Park Place Senior Living with locations in Madison, Janesville, and Baraboo. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells, a Herdston Fry masterpiece, is one of the premier golf destinations in the Midwest. Wild Rock provides a true test of your skill, combined with some of the most stunning vistas you're ever going to encounter on a Wisconsin golf course. Download the new free Wild Rock app. It's a true game changer and lets you stay up to date and receive special promotions regarding all things Wild Rock. Bring your A game, folks. The Rock is waiting for you. Visit wildrockgolf.com. wildrockgolf.com.
Hi, this is Matt LePay, voice of Badgers football and basketball. At this very moment, there are more than 198,000 individuals in Wisconsin serving as caregivers for a loved one living with dementia. Connect them to support through the Alzheimer's Association's 24/7 helpline. One call, thousands of answers, all free of charge. Call 800-272-3900 today. This message made possible through the generous support of Oak Park Place.
Back at TPC Wisconsin, along with Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Brown, and now joining us is Gary D'Amato, the senior writer for Wisconsin.golf. And Gary, I know you were down in Indiana over the weekend, but before we get involved with Tiz here and answer a couple of questions, you played with a guy a couple of weeks ago that had 2 holes in one on 4 holes. Is that correct?
I didn't play with him, but yeah, Tom Bookmeyer, a really good player, member at Meadowbrook. And,
Gary, we're going to have to call you back. Something's wrong with the voice quality on your telephone call there. So
sounds like normal for him. He's coming from the moon someplace.
it didn't sound like he was in Indiana. It sounded like he was on Mars.
Yeah.
All right. Are you back with us, Gary? It sounded like you were on Mars.
He just fell off the train. Watch out.
can you hear me now, guys?
Now, there we go.
Okay.
Your quality sounded like you were on Mars, not down in Indiana. But
Sounded like your golf game. That's what it sounded like.
how about that guy that had 2 holes in one on 4 holes?
Yeah, not only that, but he had another eagle on a par 5, and then he holed out from a bunker for a birdie on another par 3. So he holed out 3 times on par 3s, 2 of them for aces, and he had 3 eagles in his round. Not a bad round of golf. That's about 10 years worth of highlights for most people.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
No.
Gary, I'm going to let you answer that one. He doesn't trust you, I don't think. But you wrote an article about the guy and had a picture of him.
He did?
Yeah.
A pic? Who's the guy?
You know, he's a good player. Tom Bookmeyer, he almost won the Ray Fisher. He finished second. I think he had the lead after 36 holes. But he was playing in a 5-some, and Kaylor Steger, a mini tour player, was playing with him. So, there were plenty of witnesses. And
that's pretty good.
I guess they started on the back 9, and he aced the 17th hole at Meadowbrook. Then they made the turn, and he made a hole-in-one on number 2. So in a span of 4 holes, he had 2 aces, which is,
Okay.
I mean, I'd never heard of anything like that.
All right.
That's
What did he shoot?
incredible.
What did he shoot? What was his score?
He shot 66.
See?
So he must have been stumbling on them other holes then.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, he must have made a bogey or 2 somewhere.
Oh,
but
yeah.
My question is,
still
did
pretty
he?
good.
My question is, did he have to buy twice?
Yes, he did, because they made the turn after he made his first ace, so he had to buy a round of drinks for the guys.
That was good.
And then they came in after his second ace, and he said it was an expensive day.
Wow.
What were you doing in Indiana last week?
Yeah, I was down there. I got invited to play in the Pro-Am for the Epson Tour, and it was also a chance for me to talk to Casey Danielson, who's a rookie on the LPGA Tour. Casey's from Osceola, but she came down to the Epson Tour last week because she wasn't eligible to play in the Women's Scottish Open, and she's really struggling, Dennis. And I know you've worked with her a little bit. She shot 74.83 down there in Indiana, and that's an event she won last year. So she should have, been full of confidence going there.
Well, why don't you write to her? Why don't you write to her?
By 10 shots.
Give her a call and see if her index finger's broke.
Yeah.
I mean, she has a lot of potential, a lot of possibility. Obviously, young. I mean, she's how old is she now? Would she be 24 or so now? 24, 25, something like that. So she's pretty young, but she has all kinds of ability, way out. But I don't know what kind of instruction that she is getting going forward, and there has to be that continuous improvement, a little bit, a lot of times. That's what it takes to do that. And obviously, her shooting 83, there had to be something different. Her boyfriend broke up with her. Something had to happen there in order for her to do that, because she's an exceptional. Her brother the same way. But if you ever talk to her, tell her to fix her finger and give me the call.
Gary, you had a question of Dennis in relation to that when you're struggling a little bit, right?
Yeah, she talked about her confidence, and she said she's confident on a big level, meaning she knows she has the talent to compete with the best players in the world. But she said she's struggling with her confidence on a micro level, meaning when she gets over a shot, she's just not sure she's going to be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
And I think it's showing, and I think she's only made 2 cuts this year, and she only has 7 tournaments left to try to make some money and keep her card. And I'm wondering, Dennis, like when a player loses confidence, what do you do to get it back? Because that's got to be a really hard thing when you're playing poorly. And, it just kind of snowballs, and I'm wondering how you reverse that.
Well, that's the big item. What comes first, confidence or good shots? And my comment to that is, getting back to fundamentals is what's going to do it. You have to get back to a point of knowing what's right, not who's right, and being able then to repeat during that time. But, there's a lot of stuff that confidence deal and happens off the course. So my drill for her would be, not drill, but I would ask her about how is she doing and what is she doing with her time off the course. Because it's what you do out there that you can bring to the course. It's not developing it on the course and then bring it to life. Get your life right and then you bring it to the course. So something, would be a quiz. I don't know how offering she would be to do that, but clearly would get her thinking in the right way of what she's doing off the course. The disciplines that have to happen off the course. I mean, no to that Mountain Dew, no to that second cup of coffee. It's all those disciplines that have to happen off the course that you bring out. And then the other is to be able to gather energy. I spend a lot of time at Arnold Palmer. I mean, maybe 5 or 6 different times in a place, and I would ask him these questions also, and he told me he had the ability to gather the distractions that happened around him and bring them inside of him and contain them. And then he also believed that everything has energy, which it does. I mean, whether it's acorns or whatever it is on the side, and to be able to extract that energy from those surroundings and then have them inside so he could use them. So that's a winner. I mean, to me, that's, again, things that are happening out and around the golf course. But she's an exceptionally young person, an exceptional girl there. I got to know her fairly well, but lost contact now. So somehow, like I said, find that broken finger that she's got and make sure she calls me.
Gary, I know you'll be busy next week covering the State Open, and you got some thoughts that you want to check in with Tiz on the State Open.
Yeah, I was going through the record book, and I think 10 amateurs won the State Open in the first 88 years. But in the last 15 years, 5 amateurs have won it. And it seems like back in your day, Dennis, and a little before you, Bob Brew and Manuel De La Torre, those guys were winning almost every year, it seemed like. And then you came along and Larry won, and Bill Colcott, and it was club professionals mostly. but lately it's been a lot of young guys, a lot of mini tour players, and even Harris Sonata, an amateur, won the last two. And I'm wondering, Dennis, is the club professional at a disadvantage now? And is the State Open now destined to be won by college kids and young mini tour guys every year?
Okay,
he's got a funny look on his face on this one, Gary.
The business.
I'll bet.
It's too bad that the golf professional at most places has become a credit card collector. He's no longer into teaching and playing. And I say that because there are a lot of them that are. But I think from a PGA standpoint that they are short-circuiting the golf professional today. We're not, as I told you a while back, I've been for 50 years, my dad 50, my brother 50 years, and there's no retirement money. So how do you go and get people today to work in your facility or work at your place and you offer no benefits?
You'll work for 50 years and you don't have anything.
I don't have anything. So I think the PGA has got to get off their butt a little bit, quit they've got the Ryder Cup. They've got the PGA Championship. You got 23,000 people paying $500-600 a year. What are you doing with that money? And to go ahead to say you've got no, it goes back to you've got to give something back to this golf professional to be there. And then, of course, now you have the golf pro in many cases. Now, you mentioned some players, Bob Brew, Manuel De La Torre. They were the best when they walked into the sports, into their lounges. They were the best player at the club. I don't think that exists today. I think that the PGA is really going away where you take a look at some of the events that are going on. They don't even have very many single events where you got to count your score. It's pro-ams. It's two-man best balls. It's getting so that the person, I'm an embarrassment. A long time ago, am I still on here?
Yeah, you keep going.
A long time ago, I had the golf car company, and I gave an extreme amount of money to the PGA and the WSGA. I stopped giving money on the PGA because when I had a hard time paying players who couldn't break 300. And I just couldn't do that anymore, where I was going ahead and facilitating that, where, we have a number of really good players in our section. Extremely good, Jim. I can tell you those guys there. But really, they're not pros at clubs. They're either teaching pros, their wives have good jobs, they have a number of things like that, so that they are players. They are playing. But that used to be the way it was. Way back when, I played a lot when I was here. Fortunately, I had my brother watching the store, but I played a lot. Bob Brew all the time, Manuel De La Torre, on and on it goes. Carl Eunice. People that are, they played golf. That's what they did. They played golf, and they took a great pride in playing golf. I don't see that today in our particular state for sure. Now, there are some on a national level where the board of directors and people are insistent that they hire a good player to begin with, not a good guy to put the cart on the bag, or bag on the cart. That's what I see, and I think it's not the player, it's not the PGA members' fault. It's the membership itself. You've gone the wrong way, where you've gone to be a dues collection business instead of, we used to have 8,000 good pros. Well, when you got 8,000 good pros, then you have a good job then too. Now, I don't see it.
Gary, any follow-up to that?
I think that's a really good answer, and I think Dennis is right. And I think the young kids who are playing in college are playing every day now. They're playing tournaments year round, and they certainly have that advantage. I was just looking at the results, and the last State Open at Ozaki was 1968. Manuel De La Torre beat Andy North. So it's been a while since it's been at Ozaki, and I'm really looking forward to next week. It's going to be a fun week.
During my coaching time that was here, you take a look at those years and who was winning those tournaments. Well, it was University of Wisconsin golf players that were playing in the state. But hell, we're playing in February and March and April and Big Tens before May. So they've had about 6 to 10 tournaments before the tournaments started on the local level. There's no way that you can compete with those guys. I mean, Ben Walter won three opens, as an example.
Yeah.
And there's others. Jim Lemon, right down the line. Those people here, they were trained, and that's what was going on before.
Well, and I wanted, before we say goodbye to Gary, he's got an event to head to today. I know your colleague Rob Hernandez will be busy this week because the girls' high school golf starts, right? So you guys will have it covered on WisconsinGolf.com.
Yeah, we got a busy week coming up. It's going to be a fun week, though. Hopefully the weather's good all week.
All right, Gary. Where are you headed today? I mean, you're down in Indiana playing golf. Today you're playing golf in the Milwaukee area?
He's retired. I told you that before.
Well, I'm playing in the MacFun outing and simultaneously covering U.S. Mid-Amateur qualifying at Blackhawk remotely. So I'll be talking to the guys who advanced to the U.S. Mid-Am at Erin Hills later this year. Hopefully be talking to all those guys by phone.
Seriously, what they're doing is the best. Yeah, it's the best ever for golf that we're able to go keep up, because I look in the newspaper.
There is no golf coverage.
There is no golf coverage. What is that? How can that be? So anyway, this will be the last time that you'll get a kudu from me.
I was just going to say, Gary, you better tape that one and take it to the bank. It may be the last.
I will.
Thanks, Gary. Have a good day.
Thanks, Gary.
Hey, thanks, guys.
We'll be back after this time out on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
Drew and Jonathan Scott here to tell you that American Family Insurance wants to protect your dreams. So whether you're at home singing in the shower,
Every note,
or prefer singing your heart out in the car like Drew,
cruising,
you can save up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto insurance with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment, you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
Sculpted by glaciers and played by champions, University Ridge Golf Course is the host site of the American Family Insurance Championship and UW golf teams. The Ridge is a public golf course and it's yours to play without a costly membership. University Ridge is now accepting advanced reservations for the entire golf season. To get your prime tee time reserved, call 608-845-7700 or visit universityridge.com. Play where the Badgers and the pros play. University Ridge.
Oak Park Place offers seniors and their loved ones peace of mind by providing you the right balance of care centered around their lifestyles. Hi, this is Pat Richter for Oak Park Place. Choose a senior living community with neighbors that become like family. Enjoy the comforts of your apartment with an abundance of events just outside your door. Oak Park Place Senior Living with locations in Madison, Janesville, and Baraboo. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
This is Gary D'Amato, senior writer for Killarney Golf Media and Wisconsin.golf. Visit Wisconsin.golf for the latest in golf news and feature stories about people, places, and tournaments in our state. And listen to Talking Golf on TPC Wisconsin to hear me spar with Dennis Tiziani. Wisconsin.golf and Talking Golf on the internet and on your radio dial. The voices of golf in Wisconsin.
And we're back on Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network from TPC in Wisconsin. I'm Paul Brown along with Dennis Tiziani. A couple of guests also coming up in the last half hour of our show. Sarah Hill, who's in charge of memberships at TPC Wisconsin, will be here. So will Eric Leonard, and we're going to go into some of the construction to give you an update of exactly what's going on out on the golf course. But now we're going to go inside in terms of memberships. And Sarah, since you've been on the job, what is it now?
Yes.
About 4 or 5 weeks?
You know, time flies when you're having fun. It's actually been a couple months now.
It is.
Yes,
What,
yes.
From the day you walked in the door to now, what's your thoughts on what you're seeing, what's developing here, and how's it going?
Oh, it just keeps getting more exciting, and it's just obvious to me what an exciting project it is and how the outcome is going to be. I think the biggest difference now is just when I came in and interviewed and was in the hiring process, the upstairs room was in its final stages, and so I was able to get somewhat of a visual of what it would be like. And now that room has been long completed. We've had weddings and corporate events in there, and it's beautiful. So I have a very good idea of what the rest of the facility is going to look like, as well as people who come in and tour. I have such a great example now. I can show them of what it's going to be like. And the most exciting, of course, is the fact that we have green grass and sod, and taking a trip out on the golf cart with Dennis, even though I'm convinced he does think it would be funny if I fell off the back with some of the way he drives.
Drive fast, did he?
Yeah, not at all, Paul. I wish I had a helmet and a seatbelt, but I think he'd get a big kick out of it if I did like bounce right off the back. Yeah. But maybe next week. But no, just getting out there and seeing it firsthand. It's a whole different experience.
Dennis, you've had a lot of compliments on that room upstairs for the people that used to be members or have been here at Cherokee, and you go up there now. There's a wow factor involved in that reconstruction.
Yeah, no question that it is nice. We just finished putting in the audio system, so the visuals are so it's complete now, and it's a really nice place. And when I bring the women in there, that's what I wanted to hear was, wow, is this ever nice? Because that's my sell. I mean, if I can get that, then everything goes along. But that is an indicator of what we're doing through the rest of the building. So.
And I was just going to ask you about that. Kind of take us through the building of what's going to happen here and eventually all be done by next August.
Well, there's a extreme private portion of our club, which is, when you walk in on the golf end, and then Sequoia Room, which is hopefully going to be called the Players Lounge now, and then it goes into the Sports Lounge, which is probably going down the road to becoming the Champions Grill.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to use Ryder Cup, President's Cup, Big Ten championships, all that stuff.
I think there's a connection there, don't you? A little bit.
A little bit, yeah. There is. And then you're going into the golf shop and locker room. You're going to then upstairs, of course, is the big room that we finished. We have another big room that 200 plus people will take, kitchen right in between, and a double fireplace going down. So you've got, you don't want to use it, but upstairs, most weddings, so you have a lot of public. Will that be available for our membership? Absolutely. But the the porte cocheres thing, the entryway is different. So when you walk in the entryway, one, you'll go to the players' room, or two, you'd go down to golf. And that's all, I don't want to say secondary, but it's primary, but not like it is on the course.
Yeah,
the course is a total different concept.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of the pro shop, for an example, what would you do or remodel in the pro shop? What are you looking for in the
carpeting is different. The reception desk is different. There's now going to be a hallway which takes a portion of that pro, so you'll be able to go from one side of the building right straight through. You won't have to go through the golf shop. So when you walk down the main hallway, you can walk down this hallway and go right to your locker facility, which is something that we wanted to have before.
And Paul, the most exciting change in the pro shop, all of the gear is going to have TPC Wisconsin logos on it.
Yeah.
I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah.
We are the first one in the States, so.
What about memberships? Where are you at? And give us an update there.
Memberships are, I told Dennis, it's like the last couple weeks, it's almost like people can feel that grass coming in and the change that's happening here, because I definitely have had hardly any time to follow up on phone calls. I just have people stopping in and saying, sorry, I'm in the area. Can I take a tour? Which, of course you can. We'll do whatever we can to accommodate tours. Of course, appointments are great, too. So I really have seen things pick up quite a bit lately, Paul. I think people are starting to think about golf and what they want to do next year. People moving in the area are looking around, and some courses have wait lists. Ours really, we'll all be golfing at the same time next year, I think. It's exciting to see everybody starting to get that momentum up and want to join.
You're getting a lot of interest, are you not? Apparently there's a lot of names of people.
Paul, there's 275 people just in golf, 550 plus that are golf tennis, and pool. But there's over 275 people now that have requested submission now. Are they all going to sign?
No.
Are there some people that are just nosy? Absolutely. But the fact remains is that those are ones that we know about that I can tell you 50 people minimum that have approached me different than this that are waiting and seeing. They're going to wait till that grass gets out.
Right.
They're going to wait for this. They're going to wait for that. And I said, well, that's okay. You can wait, but, initiation fee is going up,
Some people need to have more of a visual, and I
Right.
understand that.
I do too. Yeah.
And it's like I was saying about just when I came in for my job interview and was looking around the clubhouse, until I saw that room upstairs, that was my relief. I was like, oh, I don't know. This needs to be changed or is maybe outdated. That would be a hard thing to sell. And then I saw the room and I thought, oh, okay, this is what I needed. And some people need more. Some people need to see, the pro shop ready for sales. I don't know. I think everybody has their own kind of threshold they're waiting to cross before they sign. But I have no doubt that there's going to be a time, probably sooner than later, where we're going to have to say, what do we do now? We're at that 250 mark, and I'm still getting calls and people who want to tour, and then, that's going to be tough.
What are you doing in terms of, I know conceptually the plan is still probably being put in place, but in terms of marketing all of this change here, what are you doing? Or what are the thought process of what you're going into?
Right.
We have a group, Graham Spencer, and they're very good. They're out of Chicago. They've done a lot of nationally promoting, and we're still putting those things together.
Yeah.
And they're going to be, some of those things are going to show up on our website now. And then part of our agreement with the tour, we pay a substantial amount of money, but a portion of that money now we negotiated where we're going to be able to use their marketing concept and their marketing throughout the United States. Because our marketing is not just here.
Sure.
Those calls are from all over, different places where people are coming. So between Graham, Spencer, Ole, that's where Dave Olechek, that's his forte, that's what he did, is marketing. And then with the PGA or the TPC, those are all going to come together here now, where pretty soon you'll see better pictures of what's going on here. You'll be able to get out. We have not put out our membership thing yet. We haven't put that out. It's what it is right now. It's 10,000 and 10,000, but there's been some additions to that, which we've accompanied or be able to accommodate some people that, for instance, are under age 35. That's a big item. The corporate side, that's something we pushed on the side because we're worried about the 250. And we know we're going to get there very quick. And, come after the first of the year, we've had a number of people want to finish out some of the places that they play golf now and want to come here and be ready to go in here. And some of the tours that we've given, I put them on a golf cart, brought them out there, and I mean, I can't believe how many pictures these guys take. They're taking pictures of this and pictures of that, how nice it really is. And now 11, 12, and 13 are pretty much done now. So the sod is around the traps, the sod is around the greens are seeded. There's grass coming up already on those tees.
Yeah,
I can see all that. But when you look at it, and this is what Steve and I did. I mean, we cannot compromise anything. It has to be perfect. And when you go out there, it is. It's not just rock around the greens. That's granite around the greens. Those are just not wood bridges. Those are the those are
real deal.
Those are the real thing. So all the way down the road, from that and the equipment that we have to get it, we're way ahead of the game in the equipment that we've already acquired in order for this to happen. So we're back on the business of availability and service. And part of the service is the course has to be perfect. We've pretty much almost completed now our org chart. We have 3 new people that are coming on in various supervisory positions that will be starting here around the first week in September. And that'll just about be the end of getting those people that are at that level. Now it's getting support people to do it. So we're a year ahead of time in getting, when we talk about service, it's the who that's going to provide that service.
And for the people that are listening, that it might be coming a picture in their mind that maybe I'd really like to be there, Sarah, from your point of memberships. Yes. And you think about all the facilities that are here, indoor, outdoor tennis.
Right.
There's going to be a training facility, the golf course, the new renovations inside. So think of it as somebody driving down the highway and he's thinking, why me? Why should I come here? What do you tell him?
Oh, why not? You know, I will say I understand where Dennis is coming from with we want to be sure the course is perfect and everything is set up, and we really haven't announced a lot of information. No. I will say I was a little relieved when we started digging into the membership categories more. So when you say why me or what's the fit for me, as a membership director, it gave me more opportunity to say, see, before it's easy to say generally, well, there's something for everyone here. But now I can also say, to add to that factor of accessibility and service, we have something a little different that we put together that businesses can take advantage of if they like. It just adds a little bit of flexibility if someone retires or there's a change in structure. We just factor that in. Once again, service. And also looking at the young executive membership that Dennis brought up. Now, when I give someone a tour who comes and said, I'm relocating. I just started with Epic and I'm not home a whole lot, but I really want to start getting involved in a course. I don't have a family yet. I may be only able to golf a couple times a month here and there in the beginning. Well, we still want you on board. We still want you to be able to be a part of this and come and talk to us. Service and accessibility. What can we do for you? We can make the initiation payable over 2 years instead of 1. We can have a little bit of an opportunity to maybe down the due a little bit so that you can get started now when you're just getting going in your new business and career. And then you're going to still be with us once you have your family. We're not worried about that, and you're going to be happy to be on our course. So I'm hoping that answers the question. I really do think adding the membership categories has made it even easier for me to say, everybody, there's something here for everybody. Families, serious golfers. There's going to be nothing as great as the Learning Academy over there. And all the instructors that we have that are top-notch.
So I guess what we say is 608-249-1000. Ask for Sarah.
That works. That works.
Bring your checkbook. We know.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
yes. And if you want to go on the golf cart with Dennis, bring a seatbelt and a helmet.
That's right. Sarah, thanks. We'll be back.
Thank you, Paul.
After this time out on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
When it's time for an adventure on the open highway, one quick call to American Family Insurance gets you headed in the right direction. Our travel peace of mind package is there if you encounter a bump in the road. From roadside assistance to rental car coverage, we have you covered. Find a local agent or get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
After 60 years, Cherokee Country Club is now officially known as TPC Wisconsin. Right now, the course and the clubhouse are going through an extensive renovation. When the project is complete, TPC Wisconsin will have a course, club, facilities, and services that'll be second to none in the Badger State. Members will not only have a challenging experience playing the course, but they'll enjoy fine dining experiences and award-winning golf instruction. For more information on becoming a member at TPC Wisconsin, call 608-249-1000. That's 608-249-1000.
Wild Rock Golf Club in the Wisconsin Dells, a Herdsden Fry masterpiece, is one of the premier golf destinations in the Midwest. Wild Rock provides a true test of your skill, combined with some of the most stunning vistas you're ever going to encounter on a Wisconsin golf course. Download the new free Wild Rock app. It's a true game changer and lets you stay up to date and receive special promotions regarding all things Wild Rock. Bring your A game, folks. The Rock is waiting for you. Visit wildrockgolf.com. wildrockgolf.com.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment, you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
Hi, this is Matt LePay, voice of Badgers football and basketball. 1 in 3 seniors dies with Alzheimer's disease or other dementia. We all know someone. It might be your mother, grandfather, brother, spouse, coworker, or friend. You can raise awareness and funds to fight this devastating disease through the Walk to End Alzheimer's. Join the fight today at alz.org/walk.
Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association Wisconsin chapter with funding by Oak Park Place Foundation.
Back on Talking Golf on the Golf
Drew and
Effect Radio Network from TPC, Wisconsin, along with Dennis Tiziani, Dave McCann, our engineer. I'm Paul Brown, and Eric Leonard is coming back for the second straight week because we didn't get through the conversation that we wanted to talk to Eric about because he's the Greens superintendent here. Eric, first of all, thanks for coming back for a short time and another week. And the seating, we talked about the sod and the seating going on a little bit last week, but obviously this is going to progress because apparently they can do about 2 holes every week or 3 holes every week, but it's starting to fill in on the left side of the golf course.
It is, yeah. Goal is 3 holes. That would be an ideal week, but reality is about 2 holes a week. So.
Yeah. And the grass is already starting to come up a little bit over on 11 and 12 in that corner.
Yeah. July 30th, we started seeding. We did 12 fairway, par to 12 fairway at around that time. And it took about 4 days back to our last conversations about what grasses and how fast stuff germinates. It takes about 4 days for bent grass to germinate. So actually holes 11 and 12 are really, really coming in nice right now.
Dennis and Eric, I both want to ask you this question because I thought it was kind of funny. Your brother, Dennis Larry, said, I was out driving on the cart path on 7. Now, for people that have played Cherokee, who always thought of it as flat and that kind of thing, he said, I was on a cart path on 7, and he said, I couldn't see part of the fairway.
Right.
That tells you that the elevation of that, not only that hole, but of all the holes have changed, right?
Well, yeah, those holes are 2 to 4 feet higher now.
Yeah.
But the big part of those fairways, they have contours to them because most of the people who play aren't really going to look and see what's going on. But when you get a tour player here, he's going to be moving his ball so it uses the contour or he's going to cut the ball or move the ball into the contour to get better playability. Because from all the way back, it's a real bear. But, there's a
we'll talk about the number of tees coming up.
Yeah.
But, Eric, just give a quick synopsis on what kind of a project is it to raise fairways 3 or 4 feet?
It's been impressive. From the beginning, I mean, Houston had, 10, 12 dozers operating at one time, right. Trucks running everywhere. I don't know what the total count is now, but we have to have probably moved around 275,000 to 300,000 cubic yards of material.
Right.
So, that's when a dump truck holds 17, 18 yards.
That's what all those trucks are doing driving up and down the road here
Yep.
for the last 3-4 months and that type of thing. Another impressive thing is bridges here.
Yeah.
There has not been, from the history of the course, a lot of bridges, but now there's 6 or 7 of them, and describe them because these are bridges that were manufactured, correct, in Canada and brought down here.
They are Lynx bridges, and they are 100% fiberglass. So these ones are rated. You can make them whatever spec you want, but ours are rated for 10,000 pounds. The ones you drive on are 12 feet wide, and then I think we have 7 of those, and then I think there's 2 kind of walking bridges for players to get to some back tees.
Now, when you talk about 6 or 7 of them, that to me means that there's more water around here and places that in the past you wouldn't have to drive over, right? Can you kind of give us a feel on where they are and that type of thing?
Not really. No. We had, I guess I'll call them land bridges before, where we had culverts, and we eliminated a lot of those, mainly for water quality and drainage purposes. So amount of water hasn't changed that drastically. Just the locations of where we travel is better.
It looks a hell of a lot better.
Well,
the
it
water
is.
down.
It's a real. Again, it's a commitment to that. Instead of homemade type stuff, it is there. It has the poundage that you can go. The quality there. Everything about it is good. I mean, I look and see how they got the height of the bridges and entryway into the bridges and the blacktop that goes to them. I mean, it's really cool.
You talk a lot, and maybe some people have the impression you talk about the pros and that type of thing, and it's a pro course, so to speak, but yet you also talk about the fact that the average player will have a nice experience here too because of the number of tees and the yardage from which you can play. So, Eric, go into that a little bit.
Sure. Before we had 4 sets of tees. Now we are actually at 5 sets of tees. I believe the distances, they're not fully set yet. We're making adjustments here and there still, but I believe it's anywhere from like 4,600 yards at the front all the way to 7,200 yards, sorry, at the back. So par 71 now instead of 72. So that obviously adjusts yardages to a little different from being a 72, but.
And Dennis, you talked about that. That gives everybody that opportunity to play at that yardage, whatever that yardage is.
Well, if in fact and when we get a tournament, that's 1 week out of the year, maybe 2.
Yeah.
What about the rest of the time when that member, that person that we're trying to go ahead to enjoy themselves? So the forward tees are more positioned so that the more forward it is, the less forced carry that one would have.
Correct.
So when I have juniors, when I have some of our seniors, some of our lady players, they won't have to do forced carries over water or over bunkers. Or there's some of that, but for the most part, it's playable. And there's entry levels into the green so that when we go around there, we can, play golf, not worry about, how many shots we're going to take, balls in the water and stuff like that. So all of that a lot of time was put into that part of the course. How does it work for my member, those 250 memberships we're going to have? How does that work for them where they can get around in a reasonable amount of time? And then, of course, the access is another story, but playing these 5-hour rounds because the course is difficult, tough to do.
What's also been good, I'll add on to that, is with this tee space, we're able to, being a private country club, we're able to move our tee blocks around more. So, yes, you're only playing one golf course, but with the flexibility now that I have to adjust it, so you're not playing the same distance every time you come out and play.
Right. Eric, you've taken care of the golf course for many, many years now, and people who play here, one of the reputations of Cherokee is all the greens are flat.
Right.
And they're
Not
huge.
Not anymore.
I think there's a change there coming a little bit. How would you describe it?
The greens are being designed very well. They're still not so severe that you're going to come out here and you're going to run your ball off the green putting. So there's some tricky spots, but they are playable. So just like the tee design setup, like Dennis said, on making it so that each player can play. It's the same around the greens. Yes, we can trick it up and make it very severe, but for the most part, for regular setup, we can make it playable for everybody.
And one final thought before we let you go. Anything on your list that we didn't cover?
I mean,
a lot of them.
Yeah, I was going to say, just overall, everything is really being done vastly better than what we had before. Drainage is unreal now. Going along with raising the fairways, but now we actually, with those contours Dennis is talking about, that runs to drainage basins. Irrigation system, we've spent a lot of money on a state-of-the-art irrigation system. So I have single head control of 1,350 irrigation heads. So I had 350 before. Yeah. So, I mean, everything is being done state-of-the-art to perfection. So this place is going to be a phenomenal golf course.
It's kind of cool, isn't it? It's coming into play. I mean, it's really coming in.
It really is.
Fruition.
You go out there, we go out there all the time, and it changes
Right.
It changes, and where the hell am I? What hole am I on here? Is the type of deal, and "Gee, look at that tee way back there. Who's going to play way back there?" I said, well,
Not me.
Not me. We're way up here, or it's pretty good. I really like some of the forward tee arrangements that I can use because part of our big deal here, it's a family type situation, you know, and so that one would take their kids to be here, and it's really good, really good.
Thanks, guys. We'll be back after this time out on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
Drew and Jonathan Scott here to tell you that American Family Insurance wants to protect your dreams. So whether you're at home singing in the shower,
Every note,
or prefer singing your heart out in the car like Drew,
cruising.
you can save up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto insurance with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Sculpted by glaciers and played by champions, University Ridge Golf Course is the host site of the American Family Insurance Championship and UW golf teams. The Ridge is a public golf course and it's yours to play without a costly membership. University Ridge is now accepting advanced reservations for the entire golf season. To get your prime tee time reserved, call 608-845-7700 or visit universityridge.com. Play where the Badgers and the pros play. University Ridge. This is Paul Brown for Oak Park Place. Oak Park Place Memory Care Communities provide seniors and their loved ones peace of mind. Residents find purpose in their day through a success-oriented program focused on meeting residents where they're at on this journey with Alzheimer's or other forms of dementia. At Oak Park Place, loved ones find comfort and connection through caregiver support groups. Oak Park Place Senior Living with locations throughout Wisconsin. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment, you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
This is Gary D'Amato, Senior Writer for Killarney Golf Media and Wisconsin.golf. Visit Wisconsin.golf for the latest in golf news and feature stories about people, places, and tournaments in our state. And listen to Talking Golf on TPC Wisconsin to hear me spar with Dennis Tiziani. Wisconsin.golf and Talking Golf on the internet and on your radio dial. The voices of golf in Wisconsin.
And we're back on Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network, along with Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown, and want to remind you we are down to less than 14 passes. You get an opportunity to play Wild Rock Golf Course in Wisconsin Dells, and it's $60 for the pass, and that includes the golf car and an opportunity to play one of the best courses in the state of Wisconsin. The money comes to the Golf Effect charity, so you get to deduct that. The pass is $60. The regular rates now at Wild Rock are probably about $90. And we had 60 passes at the beginning of the year. We're down now to about 10 or so. That's all that's remaining. So maybe you want to put together a foursome or a couple of foursomes and buy those final passes and go up and play Wild Rock in the Dells. $60. So go to the golfeffect.org website, click on Golf Passes Wild Rock. You order them there. They're paid for on PayPal, and once you pay for them on PayPal, they are then sent to you by the people here at TPC Wisconsin. Dennis, about 40 seconds of time left. Truly, this is getting a little more exciting all the time. You can sense it or feel it, not only by you and your staff, but by people who are around here.
Yeah, a lot of my time now is being taken up. Can we go around? Can I see what you have? Can I do this? Can you do that? And I know that coming in this week, we'll be in the 8 to 10 sign-ups for membership this week. So already it's really it's starting to take off.
Where are you about, 60, 70?
Yeah, 62.
Oh, okay.
And that's more than we thought we'd be at this time. But we're well on our way to our goal for the end of the year.
All right. For Dave McCann, Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Brown, and boy, counting down the shows. We got the horn left.
We got the horn left.
After this show, and then we're done for the year.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us on Talking Golf, and we'll be back next week at the same time to do it all over again. From TPC in Wisconsin, that's Talking Golf for now.